starting at the footwork, we're starting to be clear of what our stances are doing and how we improve on what we're doing. Okay? If I can't stress it enough, footwork is how we improve on what we're doing. Okay? Good footwork. Alright? So, if we're hitting through on this one here, like I said, I can take this and I can rotate and change to that angle and put a little more into it than I would if I was swinging there. But there is still a difference and I still twist if I'm not correct in my movement. So if I stand here, I'm kind of half twisted and not everything is open. That's a bad idea. So the needs can arise where I have to adjust and I have to step. So I may take a step off just to open this up. This would be akin to if I was hitting the jab, fall away across, fall away a hook, fall away an uppercut. I'm building up my body as such. So when we hit, as we're coming through, try to take a step slightly with it. And then open it. Okay? Just to build up that idea of sometimes the target isn't as precise as you think, or you're not as precise as you think. So adjust, okay? But it's important that when we adjust, we don't do this kind of stuff or this kind of stuff, that we're cognizant, big C word, alright, of the step out. Okay? We good with this? Let's try that, isolate it with just a step out, going through. So you got this kind of double hit effect. So if you were into the body without hitting too hard and breathe in, you've got to kind of follow through rather than that's that, that's that. Okay? Hit, we're hitting the heel of the palm coming through. Hits, hits, hits. So on and so forth. Got it? Okay. Try it a little bit more with that kick in it. Literally 5 times each side. Left and right. Okay? Move on. Good? Okay, go. Okay, hands on, put them away. Sorry, put them away. Okay. So last night, first I got your foot was the inside leg throw. Yeah? So he pushed. Single-handed, or grabs rather. So as he grabs, we slapped away, we moved in, we pushed, we pulled. Yeah, we good with this? Okay. So, why is that not sufficient for what we do? Why do we do all of this other stuff as well? Because not everyone is that compliant. Okay? Not everyone will accept what we do. So it is important that when I move Kieran, I need to give him stuff to think about while moving in there. Because even at this point, it's already adjusted. So at that point, I need to give him something to think about at this point. For those of us who weren't paying attention, that was basically the shot that we just used. As I move off, I move in. Okay? This is making him more compliant in my terms. Okay? Make sure he's going where he needs to go. So why do we do all this striking as well as all the body mechanics that we practiced last night? Because shit happens and we have to learn to deal with it. We good with this?
By shit, he means stuff.
So let's add that strike in to the exact same technique we did last night. I go forward. As I go forward, this is batting away. Take him down. Okay? Simple as. This can become strike in the stomach, strike in the neck, punch in the ribs, kick, whatever we want it to become. But we need the base that we used last night, and then we need to add to that while finishing with what we did. Then they get mixed up as we go along. Okay? Cool. Let's try that. Go. Okay? Technique is fine. You all know this. We have techniques resembling this, slightly more advanced. Okay. When we hit through, it's important not to do this. You have essentially done nothing at that point. Okay? It is the equivalent of going, I'm standing here and I want to move forward. I'm still standing here. Okay? In fact, it's exactly that. Okay, so when we hit, we go forward. Collapse this line, crash this line. Like a bulldozer, it hurts more. Okay? You got that? As you can see as well, it makes him far more amenable to hitting the floor because he's already going backwards. If you're struggling and you're doing this kind of half step, you're reaching. If you're reaching, you're not doing anything to affect his balance. In fact, you're affecting your own. Okay? So, watch your footwork when we do this as well. As I said, we can't stress it enough that footwork is probably the most important thing that we have next to gravity. We'll talk about that another time. Okay, we good? Alright, let's do that. can be thrown without being damaged, but you still have to hit the floor. Tell me that was good on camera. Okay. I know, right? Okay, so the point is, you can hit the floor in a nice soft way. Your partner can control that down. You can learn the break fall to dissipate the impact that you have, or that you will be taking, let's say. You've got to learn to take hits as well in the same way. Simple as that, okay? So while it's all well and good, you know, okay, so I'm going to hit Kieran. Kieran's going to fall away and it's all going to be good, okay? You still need, without breaking each other's ribs or trying to bust each other up, you still need to generate an impact followed by a reaction, okay? So, I can hit Kieran. Already he's panicking because he's been hit before. So this helps me from a training perspective, but it's not a good habit either, okay? When I move in, that's enough to start Kieran moving. If he's moving, then I'm probably on the right track. Much like we did last night, I can't really throw him from here if he's stationary. I need to start him moving and then take this happen. Okay? Are we good with this? So we need to start people moving. So our strikes, like I said, generate that exact type of body mechanic that we want. Okay? Similar to the sushi as we call it for now, and we'll pick another word later on in the year. Alright, so when we step through and we hit,
Narcoleptic crab.
this is going to come through here. Okay? Get a reaction. Hit this, step through, then take what you got. Okay? After that then, you can have your syllabus finish, locks in, all that type of stuff, pull them over, step on his ass, step over, stamp on him, hit him, step over, stamp, blah, whatever. Okay? You come back in. Okay. The point is, everything else happens as a result of one correct movement at the start. I missed this one. Did I miss it? Okay. Are we all good with this? Okay, we move on. Same entry. So this time, we're going to move forward. Now we're going to generate upward instead of sending them down. So we're going to lock, like so. Okay? When you hit, there's that, pulls to here. This is an elbow jar, and this. Getting him, again, up. So look at the position that we're generating. Similar to how we did it last night, but with a different vector. Okay? Yeah? Similar reaction. From here, drive this down, and we'll use the cross that we've been using during paddling. So as we hit, we're going to check it down, we're going to drive it in slightly angled this time. Hit through. Okay? You good with this? Okay, check, we're going to drive in, hit. From here, pop this up. Be careful with this. Check, drive. All good? Okay, let's do it. Switch partners. A couple of things happened here. As we said, last night when we were generating throws, we weren't really taking it from the point of view of hitting, okay? We were taking it from the point of view of moving the person to where we need them, then throwing them, okay? Likewise in this, we're generating positions. Tommy, come here. Tony, stand over there.
You're screwing up my reality TV, man.
Okay. So, if we're doing this technique, first things first, we're all about shortening down as many of the big things to get into small things, okay? So, yes, you will see this kind of 1, 2. What you probably won't see is 1, 2, because it's all the way over here, okay? This hand is engaged. When I do this, and I take this away, I'm probably going to hit an elbow. Even just by pure reaction after being hit, okay? So we account for that where possible. If I'm on the arm and I'm checking the arm, I maintain it. I hit through, okay? Also, I know where his elbow is, which makes the next move a lot easier to do. Yeah? Okay. Next up, he's gone up. So he doesn't really want to stay there, which means I've created an option for me to control him. Again, much like we did with the throws last night, yeah? So, I lift him up. Where does he really want to go? Considering he was suspended by his elbow, he probably wants to get back down to balance. So he's going to be a lot more amenable to going down, yeah? In height. So, we hit up. From here when I drop, that's going to bring him down onto that strike, which also helps me then because if I can't reach him from here and I just do this, that means I have to go all the way forward. Whereas if I bring him to me and add a little myself, then I've got more. Okay? So bear this in mind as well. We're creating positions at the top of the line. Yeah? Okay. At this point, we go around the neck, we anchor down. Another control position. Okay? From here, we hit this knee. Yeah? As we hit that knee, depending on where I hit him, he'll either bend forward further or he'll straighten up a little. Okay? Pray for a straighten up. Because then the next one is much better. Okay? So we hit from here, we're going to bring him down, hit the chest, lift, hit that elbow. Okay? Good with that? Yeah? Okay. Add those two in, not going to spend long enough, but look for what we just pointed out. Lift him up, drop him down. How do I make this work better with little effort from me? Maximum efficiency though. Got it? Okay, go. So, we've already touched on the idea that our strikes also generate positions for us. They give us a good position for throwing, they give us a good position for locking and so on, yeah? Okay, so that leads me again to locking, yeah? When we play with locks, first thing we should always say is locks, while they look sexy and they look awesome, locks are slowed down breaks, okay? If I am doing this is a lock because his arm is extended and he's feeling a bit of pressure, but he's not going to go anywhere else after that. He's just going to kind of stay there until he gets annoyed and come at me, yeah? So, a lock being a slowed down break, that's what's happening, okay? Let's be aware of this as well. All of these cool positions here, that's great. That is literally smash him, feed it back to him, give him as much pressure as possible, feed him up, break his wrist, all this type of stuff, okay? Slowed down breaks, bear that in mind. While useful for control, if you're realistically kind of going, you probably just want to snap him. Because if I'm holding him here for about 10 minutes like this, 2 arms to 1, someone else is probably going to come in and kick my teeth in. Probably a mate of his, yeah? A bit late. All right, so from here, we're going to get to this position. Pop through, hit up, okay? Kind of already touched on this, so we'll go with this. From here, pull to here, turn. Okay? Literally the position you want. 3 dimensions as we always say. Okay? Forward, off, down. Like so. If you do that, you get the big wishy flying thing, which we're not going to focus on tonight. Okay? We're looking for a control at this point. This is just to introduce the idea of generating position. Okay? So, hits through, popped up, pull, pass. Not doing this because that's giving his hand back to him. We're keeping enough space that he can't reach me with the backhand unless he tries really hard, and at that point, that should be in there as well. So we're going forward, off, down, 45 line, 3 dimensions, yeah? Okay. Again, step through. Hit this, pop this, come back to here, lock. Don't snap this on, it will hurt like hell, and they get their turn next, okay? Even with a busted wrist. So, from here, this position for now. Okay? We go with this? Go. 5, sorry. Okay.
Beatings shall be administered.
All beatings will be administered. Yes. Okay. Are we happy enough with this so far? Yeah? Okay. So, we move in, we pop, we hit, we break. There we go. We break, yeah? Okay. From here, we take this position, we move. Now, I moved. I'm just pointing it out. Everyone else went there. Stand there.
NUI Maynooth self-defense, professional.
So, we're going to take this over to this position, we're going to take him down on this line, yeah, as we said. Now, this can end in many, many ways, one of which being the wrist throw, okay? We'll cover that as we go along, alright? But the point is, what we're generating is the optimal position to do one of these positions, either the goals or something else. From my point of view, it's about getting you to these positions, and as many of them as possible in one night. So, don't blink. Alright, pop this through. From here, he may think about doing something, so give him something else to think about at that point. When I hit, strike that through, okay? This could be a hammer fist, a back fist, a poke in the eye, maybe not in the eye, that leaves more of a mark. Hit through, from here, come back to this position. Take a step back, drop him down to here. So, slowly. Tip here. When we hit this, we strike through, okay? As I strike through, I'm maintaining a stretch here. I'm not doing this. I am maintaining this distance at all points, okay? So my right hand is sliding down. I take a step back and lock this in. I do not do this with my feet. Nothing happening. So yes, I may rotate through this and then I push back down that line. Okay? Maintaining a pressure. This will not hold me forever. Thankfully, the God saw fit to give me 3 legs, 2 of which are functional at a martial capacity. Okay? So,
He's implying.
kick
Never
from here
mind.
for now. You good with this? Once more. Leave it in. Check it. Break it up from here. Taking this around, dropping to here. Smack to the face, turn, drop and turn, kick. You good? Important thing to note about either of these wrist locks, do not do this. There is nothing happening. Okay? This is called choking the lock. You don't want to choke a lock, because a choke is a different thing. From here, take it down, maintain that there's pressure on the wrist and it has enough movement that I can apply pressure liberally. Okay? You good with this? Alright, let's move on. So everyone just stand there in future, okay? Everyone. Even if I tell you to move, stand there. Okay, so from here, see how long that lasts. Hit through, drive up, pull back, we've got all this, we've got this take, yeah? We've got our hit through, we've got our move back, we've got this check. Like I said, it's important that I focus through the lock, not just forward, but down as well, okay? If I just push away, eventually it's either gonna give, this will bend, or Tommy will just keep kind of backing off me. Whereas if I change and I drive down as well, Tommy's escape is hit that floor as fast as he possibly can before his wrist snaps, yeah? And then he helps me anyway because, well, yeah, he's there. Anyway, there's only so far you can go, right? So, from here, there's your check down, all right? So we're gonna hit a kick, as we said, which is kind of gonna pop him back up slightly. We're gonna do a technique which we call captured prong. Prong is a thumb, okay? You're gonna grab this way. Put your thumb there and grab. Pop his elbow up. Turn. You're going to pop his elbow up from here and you're going to feed this through. You are basically going to feed him, not feed yourself with his elbow first off. So you're going to maintain a distance, but you're basically going to turn his fingers and scratch his ribs with his fingers. Easiest way to think of it, okay? From there, as we go through, we're going to fold this in, and this is going to apply as a box lock, okay? Or a handbag. So, from here, second hand supports. If you want to go German on him, smack him in the face, grab his fingers, feed them back to him, walk him around, bow to the nice people coming. Thank you. Thank you, Oliver Merton, just saying. Alright, from here, feed through, come back up, apply. Happy days? Again, look at the reaction I get from him. So I lift him, he's up. At that point, we can build into throws, which we will look at as we go along as well. So we can start putting together the elements and making longer techniques or better exercises, let's call them, out of these. Okay? Are we all happy with that last part? All right, let's do it. Go. Thank you. Tweaks. Let's look at it. Okay, so we all got this bit here, yeah? Bang, 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 there's all this here, yeah? Okay, that's all well and good, and that looks fantastic to get to that point, but nothing has happened, apart from my partner being compliant. So we can show you techniques with 15, 20, 30 moves in them, but the problem with it is everything should count to have a reaction, should create a reaction, should feel like it's going to do something, okay? So me standing here, do this to Kieran, do this to Kieran, do this to Kieran. If Kieran decides to even just stop me once putting my elbow, or just, there you go, strong enough, without adding any other things to it, even just by twisting his wrist against me, he can. It's not about me being so great that I've done all these 50 million things to him and now Kieran's going to very, very compliantly go with what I do. No. If I move him, I have to move his body. I have to break him to a position where he no longer resists or can resist. Okay? So, this position here, and what most people lose is they see the steering wheel and all this happening, and that's all great and sexy for getting your hands and your dexterity together, but the second he changes the game, you're screwed. So you break him down, you move him. If you will, you break his structure, okay? So when we push, we don't just kind of go this way because Kieran won't move, but if I do this, we suddenly know that he'll move, yeah? Same thing applies in walking. I do this, If he doesn't want to move, he's not going to move. But if I tell him to move, then it makes it a lot easier for me to take this stuff. Okay? So it's not about the 20, 30 moves as a whole. It's about the individual things within. Same with throwing, same with striking. If there's a throw in there, it should be a good one. Never something that weak, where it's just, okay, so I've hit him about 50 times, great, now I'll just throw him. No. Bad. Okay? Bad, Darryl. Right. So, from here, cut this up, like this, start moving. Take him to here. We're all familiar with this idea? Start him moving. Partners, for the purpose of this next couple of minutes, if you feel that it's weak, don't go with it. Okay? Don't get into a tug-of-war match. If it's not going, it's not going. Change it, reset, and start again. All good? Okay, go.